Hello everybody, how are you today? For the workout today, it's a single kettlebell routine and body weight. Something that you can do a thruster with. Then we'll swing the bell on the outside of the foot stance. We'll do those on one side of the body, and then we will switch sides and do a thruster or swing on the other side of the body. From there we'll do an alternating push-up position row. We'll go to twisting plank, Hindu push-up. We'll do a circular leg raise. We'll do crush grip sit-ups. We'll hold bridge position on our back. We will do a windmill and a high puller snatch on the same side of the body. And then we'll finish each round with a windmill high puller snatch on the other side of the body. So let's get into the workout here. Everything will be 30 seconds. The class got through 4 rounds today. So do your best to try to get through 4 rounds. So this first sequence is going to be thruster. 30 seconds, and then we're going to swing the bell outside the feet for 30 seconds. So to get to your thruster, you want to start with your bell racked, and we want to inhale into the squat through the nose, pack the abdominals. We want to exhale up through the press and the push position, okay? So we let out air out here. You find the timing as the bell comes back to the shoulder, where we'll inhale back into the squat, and I always use my free hand to help support the bell, and then we exhale up and through. Okay, thrusters, 30 seconds. Ready, set, and begin. Inhale, exhale up. Last rep, and bring your foot stance right underneath your hips. You can start with your bell out in its swing ready position, and swings on the outside of the foot stance. Ready, set, and begin. What we want to look to match up in our backswing is the arm, obviously the kettlebell, and the torso, all in alignment in our backswing. And time. Now we're going to switch sides. Thruster on the other side, and swing. Ready, thruster, set, and begin. Last rep. Set your feet for your swings. Ready, set, begin. Time. All right, we go to our push-up position, and we're going to row our kettlebell from ultimately your one-arm push-up stance. So legs are tight, feet are about shoulders width. Now we're going to be doing a lateral walk on each one to switch sides and get set up. So feet should be shoulder width. You want to lock your hips out, forcing your heels outward helps with that. Quads stay nice and tight, and your one-arm push-up is going to be right underneath that shoulder. So tense your body up, row fingertips to low rib cage, lateral walk to the other side. Ready, set, and begin. Last rep. Time. The twisting plank. So we've got a setup with our forearms folded underneath us like so. You've got to establish a base with the side of your ankles. Okay, so we're gonna have our hips high. Your ankles gotta position or be nice and firm into the ground. Your bottom leg, that quad and those muscles will always be tight. Your top leg, the knee is bent and you're pushing it into a stretch. So it's kind of like a hip hop. And we want to let the hip drop into a nice deep stretch. Come to your toes, establish a base with the side of the foot, and let the hip drop in to a nice deep stretch. Twisting planks, ready, set, and begin. And time. Next we have Hindu push-ups. Hands are close, feet are wide. Hips are up, we inhale. When our hips drop, we exhale. So we want to make sure we at least get the benefit of the front side stretch of the body here and the back side stretch here. Your knees can be soft. Push your hands into the ground. Push your chest towards the mat when your hips go up. And make sure we're breathing well on these. So hips are up, inhale through the nose. When you let your hips drop, that's where we exhale. You don't have to do the push-up portion where your elbows bend. That's really where the intensity in this lies. If you do want to make it more intense, you can get to this position, lower back down, and dive bomber push-up out of that, okay? But make sure we're breathing and stretching. Hindu push-up, ready, set, begin. Last repetition. And time. Okay, circular leg raise. You're going to be on your back. Your palms are going to anchor your upper body. So you want your arms out a little bit. Your feet are going to squeeze together, or your knees. To make it easier, we can bend our knees. But like it sounds, we're going to make a big circle with our legs. When we come back out front, we're going to switch directions with the circle. So to make it a little more manageable, your knees bend, and we go to the other hip, knees straighten out, and we switch directions, okay? So the knees are pinched together when they come over my torso. The legs are squeezed together when they come over my torso. This is a more advanced version with your legs staying straight. But do our best to get our tailbone off the ground. And breathe. We want to inhale when our legs are out straight. Do your best to exhale throughout the motion. Ready? Circular leg raises and begin. Last rep. And time. From here, we're going to our crush grip sit-up. So this is one, it might take you a few tries to find, but it's a lot like our seated twist where we're pressurized for our sit-up or for our hold. So our kettlebell is going to be out in front of us in a crush grip hold, okay? We don't want the kettlebell to come any higher than the height of the knees. Preferably keep it below the knees. Really, your bell is just kind of staying here in the middle of your knees. You're going to squeeze inward on it, extend your arms out, okay? Sit back, and then squeeze the kettlebell and pull your torso and whole upper body back to the bell, okay? So it's used as a counterbalance, and it's used as an object that we use a crush grip to tighten up our whole upper body and bring us back up to the seated position here. So if your bell's too heavy, find something a little bit lighter that makes it manageable. Also, you want to push your heels into the ground. Do the best to keep your legs tight with these, and always have a really good posture through the top of this, okay? So your crush grip sit-ups, ready, set, and begin. Chest is always out on these. Last rep. And time. All right, after our sit-ups, we're going to go to a bridge hold. So head and shoulders are on the back, or on the mat. You're going to reach out. Middle finger touches the heel. That should set your heels right underneath your knees. When we do these, we want to put pressure into the heels as well as the ball of the foot, but our toes are picked up or very light. Okay, so the ball of the foot is that big round pad underneath your big toe, and push your heels in the ground. When we do that, we should be able to flex our calves. We want to flex our hamstrings, our glutes, our lat and bicep muscles, and then lastly our torso and our abs, okay? So on every exhale, that's the tension, or the areas of tension we want to hit, pretty much your whole body. You want to hold position, but relax the tension on the inhale. Flex the tension out on the exhales. Bridge hold, ready, set, and begin. Three, two, one, and time. Good. All right, we're going to finish with a combo. Your last 2 minutes will be a windmill, followed by a high pull swing or a snatch on that side of the body, and then we'll switch sides. So for windmills, the bell's always going to be positioned over the rear leg. Our variables, we can lengthen the leg out, we can widen the front leg out, whatever gives you the most stance. But we always want to make sure that we have a mirror or some form of feedback that can tell us that our rear leg hip stays over the heel, because that's where we want to hinge and get a nice stretch. Front leg will always have a nice deep bend, pressure and tension in both quads at all times, okay? So we got our bell, we got our feet set, we press our bell, we kind of fold and then rotate underneath this bell. Turn, pop your hips into it, stand up straight to finish off each rep. So get your bell up to your rack position, set your feet, hike your hip, press your bell, and begin. We can always use this elbow or palm on this front leg. You want to keep your punching knuckles lined up on the ceiling. Your elbow can have a nice bend in it, but keep your wrist and your forearm nice and tight. This will be your last rep on this side, and then we'll set up our stance for swings or high pulls. Bell goes to your shoulder. We're going to dump it in the hips. High pull is just leading with the elbow, your thumbs down. It's the precursing line to your snatch. The snatch goes all the way over the top, and then we bring the bell back into the hips. Swing, high pull swings or snatches. Ready, set, and begin. Last rep. And park your kettlebell. Last minute windmills, other side. Clean and rack your belt. Set your feet. Hike your hip. And begin.